Welcome back to ILA On Air. I'm Anastasia, CEO and co-founder of ILA Law. We are bringing to you short, sharp, bite-sized property finance industry info and education from the experts. We have an incredible community at ILA, full of developers, investors, recruiters, surveyors, you name it, we've got it. So this is where we sit them down and we make the complicated simple, which is something we love to do. Now, so buckle up, you've got your 20 minutes, grab your cuppa, and we're going to be bringing you up to speed. So today, we're meeting with Marcus.
Hello.
Hi. So today, Marcus will be talking to us about all things recruitment. So from the recruiting phase all the way through to keeping staff happy, which is something we as business owners in property finance, specialist property, finance work, brokering, whatever it is, we need to know. Now, something I want to know as a business in the property finance industry, we're always saying good talent is hard to find. Now, where the fuck have they gone then?
It's a great question. And I mean, it's two-part. I don't think that they are. There's not no talent. There is definitely a shortage of talent. I think the main thing is that there's a massive skills gap, especially if you look at like a lending, for instance. The average age of a BDM now is over 50. And then you look some really good guys, like some maybe early 20s. There's a massive gap in the middle. The reason is they just didn't join the industry, and no one's really put their hand in their pocket. I think to get new talent into an industry, you need deep pockets and patience, and most people haven't got one or the other. And generally it's on the patience side of things, I would say, because it's an easy win for someone to bring someone in who's got like 5 years experience, black book, etc. A little bit less easy win. It saves you money in the long term, but it's a less easy win to bring someone in young, talented, hungry. So at the moment, we're seeing a lot of people still recruiting on black books as opposed to on character, which has left a massive skills gap because then no one new joined. You can't join with 5 years experience, you know. So
if someone's got 5 years experience, people aren't hiring them?
Well, I would say less than that. I'm a big advocate of character employment. So looking at someone that you can mould, someone that you can that can do really well in the industry, someone that just gets it, as opposed to. Having said that, I do understand it's a much easier win to bring someone in who has the experience, because you know if you're going to spend, I don't know, between 40 and 100 grand on someone, you want your safe money because you know that guy's going to come in and make X amount. But what you're never doing is helping the industry ever grow. You're never adding to the talent pool. So takes a bit more, like I said, deep pockets and patience. So it's not for everyone, because if it's your first employee, then perhaps they need more experience and that kind of thing. But there's a lot of people in this industry that are still going for the easy, quick win, when actually it's not helping us as an industry at all. Find new talent.
Yeah, that's interesting. And the thing is with this podcast, what we want to be doing is giving people actual information on what the hell we do then to fix these things, or how we recruit, or how we then keep our staff happy, right? And you've got, 15 years in the recruitment industry?
Yeah, 15, 16. I'll stop counting after 15.
Yeah, we don't know the age too much. Yeah. No, but you're very
mid to late 30s, 43. Yeah.
Not even. And we can learn a lot from you, from your experience in the industry.
Oh, I'm old, thank you. Yeah.
No. Is it only as young as you feel? Old as you feel? Whichever way around it is.
Yeah.
So, tell us, what can we do as business owners, whether you're a broker, you're a lender, anybody in this industry, how are we recruiting then effectively to, one, help solve this gap problem, but two, make sure we get the talent that we want?
Great question. I think what we have to take it back further and more about retention.
Okay.
I think that people aren't concentrating on keeping their current people happy enough. Therefore, there's this constant wheel of trying to get good people in. And actually, if you've got a really good core for your team and you keep them incredibly happy, it makes it much easier to recruit. So if we look at the businesses that we are really successful with bringing in new talent, it's because they've got talent that they've kept, as opposed to this continuous hamster wheel of treating people like shit and then wondering why the next lot don't stay because they'll leave for a few quid.
I see brokers and things move around a lot. Is that? Is that? Are we getting behind the scenes? Is it that people
brokers
are...
Yeah, brokers will a bit, but genuinely,
BDMs.
it sounds cliche as fuck when you say that. People don't leave businesses, they leave bosses. Because it's really important. Because we all know those knobheads, right? And we find it really hard to recruit them. And we're very, very blessed, I will add that in financial services, that there are some really good leaders. But then you look how their teams grow. So if you're worried that your team isn't growing or you're not keeping people, we call it people or process, right? So if your process is right, there's a problem with the people, which we can change. But if it's constantly person after person leaving, it's something to do with your process, and it might be you. And that's, I also think as senior managers, it takes a lot of self-awareness to go, do you know what, it might be me.
I was going to ask you that. How do we work that out then? Again, if someone listens to this, how do I know what I'm doing wrong that's causing that?
I think the best leaders have got self-awareness anyway, it's kind of ingrained in them, they get it, they know where their shortcomings are. That's not to say they don't fit in that business. Like, this probably sounds like a lot of my clients now, so it might be detrimental, biting the hand that feeds me, but generally founder owners are incredible at what they do, maybe not always as good at people management. So having that barrier in a sales manager, sales director, whatever it is, we tend to find they're the umbrella for all the shit that comes down, and they then decide what goes down to this team. Because when there is that gap, and again, without founder owners, we're nothing, right? So we need them in the business. At the same time, they've got to be self-aware enough to know that perhaps they're detrimental because they think so fast and they think about a million things at once. They probably aren't helping the people they're supposed to be, which is the guys underneath them. And everything they say echoes tenfold to the people underneath them. So it might be a flippant comment by them, or it might be walking in the office and coming up with a new idea that doesn't work, but it's the constant that people that are employees don't like. They need that stability. They need to know that they're listened to and that kind of thing. And that isn't. And I'm an owner of a business. I know that that's one of my shortcomings, is that you're not. I don't think you look after people as well as you try and look after the business. Yeah,
do you know what? It's really interesting you've mentioned this, because I would like to think I'm quite a self-aware person. I'll admit if I've fucked something up, or I could do something better. And actually, in growing ILA, what we noticed was to grow quick, you move fast. That's part of it as well. There's this very much early phase where you're move, change, and then you stabilize. But I found that in our launch phases, my team were kind of getting exhausted with, we've changed this process. That's not the same anymore. It was because I was tweaking it. I was fine-tuning it.
It's only for you. It's not too bad your end, because you feel it.
Yeah, because I'm like, we can change that. And I can see this. And they're like, and also what I found I would do, again, just being really open about it, I'd fire it off in a message, this has changed. And people are at their desks.
What?
What do you mean this has changed, right? Mm-hmm. So then
that's the echo chamber thing. It's 10 times worse for them than it is for you.
And they're sat at their desks, they're really busy. I'm at home, working in my pants, firing off this change.
Def Leppard pants.
Yeah, we'll leave that for another day. But we fire that off, and they would be like, "Whoa, this is too much." And then I might have, in all honesty, then been like, "Why hasn't that been done?" And they'd be like, "Because I forgot that you changed it again." And then I found out the best way is I then promised, which I stuck to, we'd only make a change once. I'd only change when we had our monthly meetings, and I'd speak to them.
Yeah.
And now I change maybe if I change something, it's once a quarter.
Yeah.
And it's created way more stability. Thank you.
Stability is also a good word.
Stability.
Stability.
My business. Yes. My goodness, it's created way more of that now, and I really notice a difference. But like you said, as a founder-led business, I didn't know. I was just trying to grow.
When you think everyone's going to be on board as well,
because they're like, I don't care.
This is so cool, because I thought about it Sunday night at 3:00 in the morning,
right?
And they've come into work Monday going, I've got to do this. Oh shit, this has changed.
And this has changed, and it's mucked up their whole day. And I'm like, it's a big deal, bro. But and it is a big deal.
That's that middle management bit where actually you can still have those ideas, but it filters into a management system where they then go, look, that's going to upset everyone. And I don't think anyone no, that's not true. Not anyone. Most people aren't pig-headed enough to go, oh shit, I didn't want to upset anyone.
Yeah.
No one's going to go, I did this to annoy people, because without any tier of a business, right, you're screwed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Without our owner founders who have come up with the ideas and the vision, but also the vision changes. If you change everything and people buy into the vision, that's what, especially small businesses, it's easy if you're not easy, but if you're a Together or a Shorebut, right, you get it, you're a machine. Yeah. You want to be a cog in a machine, you want to learn, you want to move up the corporate ladder. If you're in a small business, you've bought into that person that's taken you on.
Yeah.
And they change everything. All of a sudden, it's not the same vision that you bought into, which obviously upsets the apple cart. I'm talking about retention. I make money out of recruitment, right? So someone has to be a bit shit so I can move them. But
just few of you be good.
But that's genuinely that's the big issue with recruitment, is keeping the business stable, looking like a place where people want to work.
And I guess also, this is super interesting. I guess from a retention perspective and then a hiring perspective, be interested in your thoughts on this. When I've had to hire reactively because I've lost somebody, I'm then hiring from a wound or a deficit where I'm
100%.
We have a missing link, our business is struggling, and now I need to hire anybody who walks through the door.
So we liken it to food shopping when you're hungry.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean? If you go eat a meal before you go shopping, you make good decisions.
Yeah.
But with business, when you food shop when you're hungry, when you are desperate for the person, that's also why people need to plan. People are phoning me now for people that they want before Christmas, and I don't know when this goes out, but we're at the end of November, which is fucking nuts, right? You need to call me 6 months before, say, this is our next plan. because the good people are not sat waiting for your phone call.
They're busy
The
working.
bottom 20% of the market are sat waiting for your phone call. So if you want someone tomorrow, that's cool, but you're not going to pay me for them. And also, they're not the right thing for your business. But if you make bad decisions when you're desperate.
And that's why I guess you're saying 6 months in advance, but if a key member of staff has left me because they're not happy with how I'm treating them, retention, I ain't got 6 months now.
Yeah, there's always going to be reactive recruitment,
but
right?
that's why the retention's so important.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then we build on a solid foundation, which is something, again, I experienced
that's also keeping your options open throughout the year, because if you don't need someone right now, you guarantee you need, like when you find the right person, again, I'll go through all these recruitment cliches, but find the right person for the bus, then you can work out where they sit. Because the worst thing in the world is, right, cool, we need the driver now, but we haven't got the driver, or we need, whatever it is, we need them to sit here, but we haven't got it. So just make sure you're constantly thinking, like, I don't think recruitment is thought about enough. And I'm going to say that because I'm in it, but it's the most important part of the business. The people, we can all hopefully agree that the people are what make our business. Sure. Yeah, it's a 5-minute conversation at the end of the day. Yeah. There has to be a specific recruitment plan that if this fails, what happens next? If these people leave, what happens next? Yeah. The best companies I work with are like a machine, knowing they're going to maybe lose their top people, especially in broking, because they want to go off on their own, which is fair enough. And you get to a point where that is going to happen. If someone wants their name above the door, nothing you can do about that, and you wish them well and you make sure they're good leavers. Yeah. But it's making sure you have a constant flow of talent that you're at least looking at. So you're aware of the market, and 2, if anything does happen, it's still reactive, but it's less reactive than if you're starting from scratch.
So you use the word recruitment plan, which I'm not going to lie, I don't have a recruitment plan. What is that? What are you saying? What do you mean, a recruitment plan?
Well, it could be as loose as, what business is going to come in this year. Everyone does a business plan, right?
I mean, I know I need to hire staff.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
As
So the funny thing is, you'll have a business plan for the year that will show all of your goals set out. And the recruitment bit is just, when we get to this, we're going to need more people.
Oh, I know that.
It's nuts. So that to me, is like people are the most important thing. Yet we've spent 40 hours working out our branding and 1 hour on the people. Yeah, it just seems nuts. So just keep in front of it. And also when you're speaking to your trusted partner in recruitment, because don't just chuck an advert out, this shit. But when you are speaking to them, just let them know what your 12-month plan is, because it might not be that you're recruiting for 3 months, but if I know that by the end of the year you want this much, you want this amount of people. Oh, it's my Italian roots. If you know you want this amount of people by the end of it, or you know where you need to be by the end of it, and you might potentially lose some people, I can start working in the background. Because again, I'm talking to passive candidates all day long, and my team are. We're really lucky that.
What's a passive candidate?
So a passive candidate is not someone that's applying for adverts. They're not someone that's actually looking for a role. They're someone that speaks to me. I have touch points with thousands of people. We've got 13,000 people on the database, and they're not all looking for jobs.
Well, why are they talking to you for?
Because I'm keeping in touch with them all the time. Just making them aware of what's on the market. Something will always come up in someone's life where they suddenly go, well, I'm interested in having a look at something else. So it's just about the passive candidates are the magic, because reactive candidates are the ones that are applying to your advert, and 9 times out of 10, they are the lower part of the market. They're always looking. I could tell if I post an advert now, I can tell you the first 10 people that apply for it.
Yeah, talk to me about adverts, because
they're shit.
Yeah,
ours are 70% less shit than yours because of the traction we have on social media. But 70% less shit is not great, is it? It's not.
Yeah, yeah. The mass ain't massing.
Yeah, exactly. I could use that as a slogan. We're 70% less shit than you. That's not good.
It's better than not, right?
And you do get lucky with adverts as well, right? You hit it at the right time. I've seen some, but also there's been bad decisions made on adverts because something's come through. So someone's looked at it and fancied it and then realised it's the wrong thing. But you just need someone to actually talk about the job. Like if it's lending, for instance, know how they're funded, know how the structure is, know what the CEO's like, whether you're going to get on with them. There's loads of things. An advert can't tell you anything. It can tell you the salary and what the job is. What's the point? There's 400 adverts out there for BDMs.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what fucking BDM does.
Yeah.
It's about what level you are in the BDM journey, what level they need in their journey, what the the owners are like, what the sales directors are like, what their vision is, that kind of thing, which doesn't come across in an advert. So it's just, to me, I still use them, obviously, because it's fear of missing out. But I think something like 11, 12% of our business comes through adverts.
But again, I guess for people listening who are business owners, small business owners, in this space, something that crosses my mind is then recruiters will be like, then if we hire the person, we then charge you 50% of their salary for like now until you die.
I tell you what, if you're getting 50%, that's amazing. I would love to come work with you.
No, but the recruit. Talk to me about then why
So people don't understand the fees. I'm happy to talk about ours.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I don't know what. So we charge 20.
That's what I mean, we
charge 20% of people's starting salary. It doesn't come off their salary or anything like that. That's what you pay. So we appreciate that recruitment is expensive.
Yeah.
It's way more expensive than an advert.
It's expensive than you hiring someone who's rubbish.
But then once you do the background check and you see three failed adverts, you pick 2 people, they don't work out, you go back round again. It costs something like 55 grand on average to train someone for 2 months. By the time you've paid, get them in, they're not right, get them out. Like, let's do all that work for you. Let's get the legwork out of the way. We don't always get it right. But if you look, our clawback is something, we've only given back something like 7 clawbacks in 15 years, which is when we give the money back if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So it works, right? Recruitment works. It's just that we're always like this shady, dirty secret of the industry, and we are trying to change that. That is kind of our mission statement as well, that we're trusted partners now. It's not the old school of cowboys.
Well, we can find you at all the events and stuff. I'll be able to hunt you down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not going to go away.
I think that's really important though, because I love being at these events, not just because it's good for networking. Like, people trust us; they want us there. Like, we get to go to summer parties, Christmas parties, because we're partners, right? Like, you invite your lawyer. You invite your accountant, but all of a sudden recruitment was always this dirty word where there'd be 8 of you trying to work on a job. We won't do that side of things. We're trying to change it, but it's a tough gig. And I also appreciate that we're trying to change something that was shit for years. You know, it's a model where everyone knows that they're a bit cowboy, you know, it's a bit of a sharky industry, but that's down to us. I also
think, like, again, speaking from experience, I've hired and fired way more people than I thought I would during such a short period of time.
Was there any outliers? Like, is there a trend? Or
I hired the wrong people. I'm a lawyer, and then I become a business owner, and there's things I'm good at business, but I was like, ChatGPT, and what questions do I ask in an interview? And then I would ask.
So funny, none of us are trained on interviewing people, though.
Right? And then I'm asking questions that, like, actually, because I wanted to be fun, I was asking loads of fun questions and then didn't ask. I mean, someone listening to this might be like, oh, that's obvious, isn't it? But I wasn't asking maybe questions that showed more than what they said, if that made sense.
Yeah, and that's a skill, though. So that's a tough skill that we don't train people on.
We don't, right? No. So then when I was hiring people, I think I fired like 4 people. But bearing in mind, we haven't hired in we've now got a good team. Yeah. So I think in my first year, I fired like 4 people, a year and a half, 4 people, which is that's every few months.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So from a cost perspective.
And not just a cost perspective, it's how it looks at the team perspective as well, when you're looking at growing,
And boss has walked in again, Anastasia's walked in and she's fired someone again. It didn't make me feel great either.
No. Yeah, exactly. None of us are in it. Like, we love hiring people. Like, you grow your business because you want to grow it. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
So to be the not cool person that comes in.
And it's exhausting. Again, if you're founder led. Now we've got systems and stuff.
I cannot sleep. Like, it's horrible. I've actually put something in place now. I don't have to do it because I'm so bad at confrontation. Yeah. The worst part of my job, I'm a cheerleader. Do you know what I mean? I'm the high energy. I love going in. I love the success of people. I hate it on the other side of things when you've got to get rid of someone.
And also, like I said, I'm always playing devil's advocate when I speak to you about the cost there, because I'm now understanding the cost, because all my time putting that Poxy ad out on Indeed, the about 700 applicants I get, and then I interview, and in those interviews, so if I do 10 interviews, I've had one before, and I was like, so why do you want to work here? And he's like, well, at the moment I'm doing a bit of delivery driving, and I just thought I'd have another job on the side. And I was like, did you understand it's not a job on the side, it's a law firm, this was meant to be a career. And it was always amazing to me that the CV didn't indicate that to me. Again, maybe call it my ignorance, but didn't indicate that to me.
You don't do it for a living. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right?
It's the thing
I wasted
we don't do.
so much time. So I get it. So I was kind of playing a bit of the devil's advocate to understand, like, what's the cost? Because actually, I now know the cost. It's expensive.
Oh, it's real. Like,
it's really expensive.
I wouldn't be in a job if it wasn't. You know what I mean? If it was easy to do. It's tough.
Yeah.
And there's loads of things you've got to think about. And we do it for a living. Like, I can sniff bullshit out from a mile away.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're seeing the set, I can make a CV look good, right? ChatGPT can make a CV look good.
Right. That's the other problem now.
Of course.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah,
People
it's huge.
can write
I
whatever they
also
want
think
to
it's a problem we now use AI for interviewing, where the keyword, I've done a CV on ChatGPT and you're using ChatGPT to fish out the keywords to see who's good. Like, it's just fucking AI talking to each other. Like, get in front of us. So we video interview everyone. Yeah. Because they can't lie. Yeah. And also, like, we're switched on. If you're telling me that you've done X amount and you've earned X amount and this is your commission, like, if they don't add up, we call people out. Because there's no way you're doing that.
Yeah.
You couldn't have earned 50 grand last year if you're doing 8 completions a month. That doesn't add up. You're on 20% plus this. What have you fallen down on? And they'll fall away. And then some of those people don't think we're in a position to be able to ask it, because they treat us like the old school recruitment. But we are. And we're like, well, we won't put you forward to our clients if you can't get your shit together. You're making it up.
Yeah, I think that's really important, isn't it, to have that. Like you said, it sounds like you're able to then kind of be quite blunt with them. Because I also found when I was interviewing...
You want to love everyone, don't you?
That's the thing. I was like, and now I'm better at it. I had to harden up quite fast. But at the start, I'd be like, wow, that's so cool. And then I'd be like, give them a job.
Oh, God, if someone told me they want to pay off their mum's mortgage, I'm like, job tomorrow.
Yeah, because I fall for it.
Ironically, I won't fall for it with my clients. But again, I fall into that business owner trap of spending 12 hours a day on your business, 1 hour on mine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm the worst recruiter for me because, I mean, I've got a great team. I'm really lucky. But it's taken loads of mishaps, and that's the same reason. Yeah, because I have a recruiter now who recruits for me.
Oh, really? Yeah, interesting. So a recruiter has a recruiter.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't spend long enough on my business. They're spending a long time on my business, speaking to people about how great we are.
Okay.
Because I'm doing it. I'm speaking to other people about how great other people's businesses are. Yeah. So I've got to practice what I preach.
And then in terms of like what people can learn from maybe their own recruitment processes, obviously the ideal thing would be to hire you.
Yeah.
But the secondary thing is that you said putting out your own ads. Now, what's LinkedIn in terms of helping people with that? What's your thoughts on LinkedIn and business ads, job ads?
Job ads, it's the same thing. It's just the same people applying. Again, you get lucky.
Yeah.
Again, we use it, but it's a really good referral system for us. I've got 7 people, 8 hours a day, calling these people, getting referrals from them, finding out who they work with, who they don't want to work with, who, the passive people they know.
Use like searches on LinkedIn.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, we pay a fortune for LinkedIn. Everyone thinks it's free, but because we know, even for the point that, I don't know if this is giving away a secret sauce, but there's an open to work part on LinkedIn you can't buy unless you own the enterprise thing, which costs us, I don't know, like 50 grand a year.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of dough to find out who's looking. But those people are invaluable to us because they also tell us who else isn't happy, who else is looking. So it's the passive side. And physically, we, like a business owner who posts an advert, doesn't have 40 hours a week to do the background check that I do because I've got 7 people do it. No one does because we're busy, right?
Yeah.
So why would you try and do it yourself? It's like me trying to sit down and do my own accounts.
Yeah.
Then wondering why I'm fucked at the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No, I still potentially fucked at the end of the year, but this is someone else's fault.
Yeah, not my problem. But say we've got if we're looking at the recruitment process and what we can give people to like, maybe some kind of like things, not necessarily the DIY on the recruitment side of things, but how they can do retention. What would be some key things you might say to people? Look at people's salary, look at the benefits. We always see like how many holidays we have. Is that still a thing that people care about? What do people care about now?
Do you know what? Especially the next generation, they care about buying into a vision. Genuinely, like when I joined a sales job because it was shitloads of money.
Yeah.
And I wanted to earn more money and everyone was really driven. People are motivated very different now, but like ask your team. Yeah. How many times do you ask your team, like, what do you want?
I asked mine. So I've given mine a bonus before, and they were like, "We don't want bonuses." And I nearly fell off my chair. Yeah. If my boss had been like, "Here's a bonus scheme," we wrote out this whole bonus scheme, and they were like, "We don't want that." And I was like, "Pardon?
You want more money?"
What? What? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we would assume because I wanted more money, everyone wants more money.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. But they don't necessarily.
No, but that's not how you're driven now either, is it? So there is a way.
Freedom's my drive. Yeah, exactly, sure.
So it is interesting, but you've got to ask people.
So because asking
people,
do you know
the easiest thing for retention is
have a meeting,
have
ask
meetings.
them.
Like what's the benefits that you really want?
What if they all want different things?
Then you have to work a way of finding a mean average, right? We're still a business.
We still need a mean average that applies to everyone, do you think? Or would you bespoke it for people? Yeah, but I think
there's not so much the benefits like private medical, stuff like that. It's literally like, how do you want to be treated? Right. You know what I mean? Because there are some where you're in the office from 9 till 6 and you're checked on toilet breaks and that kind of thing, which is great if you want to live in that world and you're happy and they probably pay really well. But actually some people want to be treated like an adult. Some people just want the autonomy, and also giving people that autonomy, they become so much better at their job. Yeah. You're so much more creative once someone's not on your back doing I hate the term micromanagement because it's used incorrectly, but overly managing people. That is the magic, is finding out what people want and just treat. This is the easiest one, right? And I don't want to give it away because I've got 3 senior level, director level people now that I'm moving because they were never shown any gratitude. They were never just told, thanks for doing that. It's fucking nuts.
Really basic.
You're paying someone 120 grand a year. They've got funding lines for you, or they've managed a team up to where they need to be, and you've never turned around and gone, oh, thanks for that.
Yeah.
That to me is mental. That's taught me so much about business. Yeah. Like it saves me a fortune being grateful to my team.
Yeah. Do you think it's because the bosses think, well, I'm paying you, so it's your job? I mean, it's wild, probably. But do you think that's what they think?
I just don't even think they think about it. Press releases going out without certain people being on it. Little things like that. Like it, and it's not the reason they leave, but it's the reason they start to look.
Yeah.
And then I'm the reason they leave. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, come with me, take me to the dark side.
No, but it is funny, like, and it's really prevalent at the moment just because it's happened time after time when people go, just say thanks. Like,
Yeah.
the person's done a good job for you, be grateful for it. Even if you have to fake it, it saves you money in the long run.
Yeah.
Because these people aren't leaving. And then you've got to replace a senior level of staff because you couldn't bother to go, oh, thanks, you've done a really good job.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what do you think people, I mean, I'm loath to talk about it, but like the work from home subject, I mean, it's still like a thing that's going around, but like, I say that's a thing, it's still a question that's going around. So I'm kind of annoyed at myself for even asking it, but it is a question. Like, are people working at home still, people not? What's that?
So my view on it is, it's really skewed, but I think we should be back in the office.
Yeah, we're in office.
Yeah, I think, but I do think there's a level of hybrid. Like, people work from home because you've got to work your ass off sometimes. You can sit and work in your pants at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you can work till like 6 o'clock at night. You have to shower, you don't have to commute. I get that.
Don't have to have basic hygiene.
Exactly, yeah. Don't brush your teeth. I mean, you should. I think just as a level of hygiene, you should brush your teeth. But you don't have to.
Change your pants.
Exactly, yeah. Occasionally change your pants, that kind of thing. But I forgot where I was going with the pants. Sorry. No. But that's why you work from home, is because you've got extra. You don't work from home because your dog's got anxiety, and you don't work from home because you can do the washing. I've had people that you laugh at the dog's anxiety thing, right?
It's true.
Let me tell you this.
I feel like my rabbit's toenail fell off, and I'm like,
100%,
what?
right? If you're a recruiter just after COVID, hearing people like, I moved out the city and now my dog's got anxiety. I'm like, have you ever thought your dog's got anxiety because you won't fucking leave it alone? Like, leave your dog away. How do you know your dog's got anxiety when you're not there? Like, you're not there. But and I joke about it, but like the anxious dog thing is a genuine.
No, I hear
thing
it a lot. I hear,
yeah. And I do understand because you've got your dog in COVID.
Yeah, they call it COVID dogs, like COVID babies.
Yeah. COVID dogs are anxious because you won't leave the dog alone.
Yeah.
Go to work.
Yeah.
No, but genuinely though, there's reasons to work in the hybrid environment. That does work really well. But like, I'm speaking to like 25-year-olds who go, I've done my time. I'm like, you fucking haven't.
There's a whole topic I can talk to you about.
I know, I've done my time. What do you mean you've done your time? I've done 4 years in an office. Like, I've only spent one of those at home. However, I have not heard of a promotion from home. Yeah. Like, you want to be visible.
Really?
Be visible.
If you're listening to this as someone who wants to progress, get in the office.
Get in the office.
Yeah.
Like, no one gets promoted working at home. You progress by being visible to your boss, doing extra, acting like the job you want to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also just be
just be there.
But be there. Be visible. I did this today. I didn't see anything that helped anyone does at home.
You know what? We hired before, and on day one of hiring, the guy had never had a job in law before, so he'd just finished university. He didn't bring it up to me in the interview. I gave him the job, and then he was like, sure, but I now need to start working at home like immediately because my wife going to work, I have a child, and all these things I understand. Yeah, exactly. All these things I understand that is life. I get it. But it's almost just an element of a bit of...
work is the thing that pays for our life, right? We have to be...
Yeah.
I know like the flexibility and stuff is really important and living your life, etc. But let's be realistic, especially like this is finance where you're learning something, especially if you look at like commercial finance, maybe not so much resi, but because it's a little bit more vanilla in the sense of, this is the matrix, this is what you can get.
Yeah, they need to learn.
Doris wants to say for £1. Yeah. Commercial, not being detrimental to the resi, but you know what I mean? Like, it's the best deal for Doris because it's important and there's a element to it. That commercial is like, right, there's so many variables.
So many products, so many deals.
There's 240 people giving you the same rate. Yeah. Who do you go to? Why do you go to? How do you structure it? Yeah. All of the really important stuff. And it's the same on the lending side. How are we structuring this for this person? What are we doing to help them? What can we do better? And you only get that from being around someone who's done it, or being surrounded just that like-mindedness where we go, right, what can we do here?
That's exactly what we
make way more. Ironically, we send more CVs from home because we're not gassing all day. Yeah. However, the creative stuff, the stuff where we go to a lender and go, look, I know you weren't ideally looking for this, but have you thought about this? We found this amazing person. That only comes from being around each other.
Yeah. Exactly that. And with our situation with this kid, I had to say no. He then left, as in I actually hired him and then had to let go of him. So much so,
isn't it?
So much so, this is a thing where then actually I have to then pay them like a day's salary or something, which is also ludicrous. No, I mean, but like, because I agreed with that, like, as in you need to hear, you learn through osmosis, the word?
Yeah, osmosis,
sounds like a fancy word.
No, it is, yeah.
You learn through that, don't you? You just absorb it and you need to listen to people.
Honestly, look at people who have come from really good brokerages, really good lenders. They have worked with amazing people, and that's what made them amazing. You were speaking to Billy's on your thing, and she is so much further advanced than her peers who are working at a lesser business. She's surrounded by great brokers. Yeah. She's going to be she's naturally going to be a great broker anyway. Yeah. But she's going to get it so much quicker. Yeah. Because she's surrounded by the like-minded people that are talking in front of her all day. Even if you're not, you're subconsciously taking stuff in. Yeah. And it's also it's competitive as well. Like everyone seems to take that away from us now. Like it shouldn't be in our nature, but it's competition. Like in our office, we're collaborative.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to win.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do the right thing by the client, and that way you're winning.
And I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if it's a good culture, but in terms of, you said about staff retention, when I was a trainee solicitor, with other trainee solicitors in the office, we would stay up the last person to leave. So if I had no work to do, but the other person was still there at 7, I'm not going until 7:02. Like, I'm just not going. You know? And I'm not saying that necessarily was right.
No, but it's not a bad thing. I don't know why we have to,
But it created this culture where we wanted it. We were hungry. It was like I was going to be the first one in and the last one out.
Amen. If you create a culture of winning, your clients get a better outcome.
Yeah.
So it's relative as well, right? We're all looking at it like we don't want to, because honestly, I'm too controversial about burnout and stuff.
Yeah.
I just think we talk about it too much because I think we concentrate on the wrong things. I get burnt out if I'm doing admin all day.
Yeah.
But actually, if I'm doing this sort of thing, I'm talking to people, I'm doing like the consultancy business that my actual job is, I'll nail it. I'll nail it 24 hours a day, exactly. Yeah. It brings so much energy, yet from home, I haven't got that energy. So there's that element as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with being competitive. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win.
Yeah.
Just, you can do it without being a dick. There's no
Yeah, of course. No, I hear you. So when we're looking at this overall and what people can take away from this, we've got this idea that, first of all, when you're hiring, ads aren't as maybe
I'm always going to say that, aren't I? Because
think
you,
they are. And I would actually support that. We're actually about to go into another hiring phase, and I'm already thinking, I don't know, Marcus, if you do lawyers as well, but I'm going to need a bit of help with that. He's like, I can start.
Not yet.
Because it did cost me a lot of time and money. So just people to consider that. And then when we're looking at retention, because that impacts the recruitment phase, you don't want to be hiring from a reactive phase. Have you got a recruitment plan in place? Do you know what you're looking at for the next year? And then also, I think I always thought like, they'll want some beanbags or they'll want this. I shouldn't presume. I should ask. I should be asking my staff what they actually want in order to make them happy.
Absolutely.
I probably need to go and do that.
Yeah. Well, we all need to learn from it, right? We all do it. We all think that.
I think I'm doing it, but do you know what I mean?
We all think we're great at it as well, because I've got a nice team.
Yeah.
But technically it takes you to lose a couple, then you start reflecting on it. But we don't reflect on it enough. We look at our plan every 3 months.
Every 3 months? How often?
Like everyone should. I mean, we look at our business, we look at our goals, we make sure we're hitting everything.
I don't look at recruitment every 3 months.
We never do. No, but I don't know why we don't. It should be something that managers are talking about all the time, because we all know that people are the most important thing. Yet we will talk about it once a year, or when someone leaves, which is the worst time to do it.
Yeah, and I imagine people listening to this might have loads more questions, because I'm sure there's so much we can cover. But where could people, I think I know you well enough to know that your door's always open for people to come and chat with you? Nah, not just block them.
Yeah. No people, I'm in a people business, that's all I do.
So people can drop you a message 100%. And they can say, Marcus, I heard you glorifying, how amazing you were at recruitment work, and I want to hear some more about it.
Yep.
That's how they should lead.
Did I glorify it?
No, he's going to glorify how amazing you are and how amazing recruitment is. And if they want to find out some more about it, they can just message you.
Absolutely.
Doors open.
Yeah, I love that conversation as well.
Okay.
It's just a conversation we don't have. And again, it is just something, especially in this country, we just don't talk about it. If you look at the States, they recruit incredibly because they have full programs. Their recruiters are in... They're proper business partners and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I started talking again when we were cutting off.
No, you're good. You keep going.
I genuinely think that we just need to treat it differently now.
Yeah.
And I would talk to anyone about it.
And people could be talking to you about like how much what salary could I be offering? They can ask you all these things.
Yeah. I'm having a meeting tomorrow, same thing. A woman approached me at the FP show and just said, I keep losing people. I said, right, well, let's first go through your package. Let's have a chat about that this week. I'm meeting so tomorrow. We'll talk about what you're doing right, and then we'll talk about what you're doing wrong. And that wrong conversation will be really fucking awkward. Yeah. So I hope you're ready for that. Yeah. But that's what you're paying me for. Because if you want just a cheap recruitment, post an advert.
Yeah. Okay. And how do people get hold of you? Where's the best place to find you?
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Any networking event, because I'm at absolutely everything. I'm exhausted.
He's a guy in finance.
Yeah.
He's a finance bro.
The finance bro. Just any finance bros meeting. Yeah, women in finance, men in finance, guys in gilets, wherever. MIPIM, Spain. I'll go. You're
going to be at MIPIM this year?
Of course, yeah. I've been once now. You can't not go.
Anybody listening who's going to MIPIM, hit up Marcus. Marcus in MIPIM. I feel like there's got to be some sort of tagline there going on.
Working on it.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
And or on LinkedIn, email or just LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a good way to tell you.
LinkedIn's the best way to get me, My phone number's on there.
Yes.
Shouldn't be, but
And we'll also be dropping all the, don't want that. We'll be dropping Marcus's details on the bottom of the podcast, on the socials. So if you want any more info on this, give him a shout. It's been super helpful. As a business owner, this has really helped me. So I have no doubt it'll be helping people who are listening. So stay tuned for the next 20-minute educational property finance community work. Thank you for coming, Marcus.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Take care. Mwah.